are going to discuss two more of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We want to understand their meanings. We want to understand what it means for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then how to worship Allah with these two characters if possible, okay? So these two characters are Al-Hayyu Al-Qayyum. Al-Hayyu Al-Qayyum. The all-living and the subsisting or independence subhanahu wa ta'ala, or the standing. So when you say something or where a person or something is life, what does it mean? It means it is eternal, it does not die. So you are nullifying death or extinction when you say this entity, this character, this person, which is not true except for one entity only, which this is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala azza jal. So Allah azza jalla has a lot of, so this is one attribute, and the other one that comes very close to it in the Quran, Surah Al-Baqarah, Ali Imran, Surah Taha, وَعَنَتِ الْوُجُوهُ لِلْحَيِّ الْقَيُّومِ, and in Surah Al-Baqarah, Ali Imran, Allah azza jalla in Surah Ayat Al-Kursi, He says, Allahu la ilaha illa huwa Al-Hayyu, means He doesn't die, eternal life, subhanahu wa ta'ala. Al-Qayyum, what does it mean, Al-Qayyum? We will know, huh? The subsisting or independence, but we will know what it means exactly. So when you say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, before creating us, angels and the jinn, the spirit, what was before this? And the dinosaurs, what was before this creature? Nothing, exactly, no, nothing, Adam. So before this was Adam. After Allah created us, what's going to happen at the day of Qiyamah, at the day of resurrection? What's going to happen? People are going to, we died, and Allah Jalla let us rise again from the soul or from the earth, or Allah recreated us again, right? That's called resurrection, or Yawmul Qiyamah. It's very similar to Al-Qayyum, the same root. نفس الجذر اللغوي, the same root of Al-Qayyum, Al-Qiyamah. So what's going to happen? People are going to either go to Jannah or not, right? The righteous people will go, inshallah, with Allah mercy, to the Jannah, and the non-righteous people who did not believe in Him or His messengers or did something wrong will go to the hellfire. But this is going to be eternal. Like, imagine yourself sitting in the paradise. You don't get bored. You don't get, I want to do something. I want to fidget in a screen or a PlayStation, or you don't get bored. Can you imagine just sitting like this? There is no yesterday. There is no tomorrow. There is no Sunday. There is no Tuesday. Some people sometimes ask, what's going to happen after that? I mean, just sitting like that, nothing happens. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is just ni'am, blessing inside the paradise. You see the prophets, but what's after that? Nothing. It's just there. You are prevailing. You are eternal. I don't know. Because we, right now, time, we are built in with time as a built-in character in ourselves. We cannot imagine what an eternal life is. It's just sitting like this in the paradise. And just sitting. And keep sitting. Eternal. So that's what I mean by Al-Hayyu subhanahu wa ta'ala. Can you apprehend this? Can you comprehend this? No, it's very difficult, because our minds are bounded by time and place, right? But that's why Allah Azza Jalla said He is Al-Hayy, eternal life, but not like any other life. He doesn't have fana, He doesn't sleep, because sleep is what? Is against life. Sleeping is against life. Death is against life. To be able to ascribe someone or something as the all living, it has to have an eternal life. It does not die. It does not need to sleep. All right, you get it? We started, those who just joined us, with Al-Hayy Al-Qayyum, the all living and the subsisting, subhanahu wa ta'ala azza jal. So we are just describing the meanings. What does it mean? So Al-Qayyum, we are done with, Abdul Hakim, remind me of your name? Sudais, yeah, I will try to remember this. So we said, to be able to describe something as all living, it has to have an eternal life. It doesn't die, it doesn't sleep, it doesn't get weak, it doesn't get sick. And this is beyond our ability to understand it, beyond comprehension. So if you can imagine that there is an entity that does not die, this is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala azza jal. Yes, you may ask, but angels also don't die, right? No, they don't. No, they don't. Yes, and Allah will take their soul. Yeah, but I'm talking right now. Do we know how long an angel can live? No, because they are created from light. It's just a pure power and energy. So they don't die unless Allah, and as Umar said, Jazakallah khair ya Umar, angels will die before the day of resurrection. Allah will recreate them again. But their life is, compared to us, eternal, right? Has Jibreel ever slept or needed to sleep or became weak? No, no. SubhanAllah, these are creatures. But what makes these angels different from Allah? Attribute why? Do they get married? Do they need a wife? Do they need a... No, I'm talking about angels. Do they need wife? Do they need children? Do they need to play? If they get bored and they want to spend some time? No. What is the difference between angels and Allah then? They have very similar characters, right? They are very strong too. You are presuming Allah is telling, okay, what else? There is a very critical thing we mentioned in the previous lectures that make them different from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala azza jal. Their existence is preceded by a period of what? Extinction, adam, fana. They were not there. Allah was there because Allah is what? Excellent. Allahu qadim. Qadim means salbu al-adam. His existence was not preceded by time of non-existence. Anything else, his or her or its existence is preceded by a period of extinction, adam. It was not there, but not for Allah. If you can imagine the same thing in the opposite direction of time scale, which is he does not die, he continues all over, you will understand that yes, we are inshallah, the people of the paradise continue because Allah gives them the ability to continue eternally, prevail forever. But because there is something given them this character, okay? So that is al-hayy. We still didn't touch into al-qayyum, and I brought this cup with me today for a reason. The word qayyum in Arabic means two things. Either I was sitting and then all of a sudden I stood up. Qama, okay? That is something. And when I say this building is standing because of its pillars, this is kind of a meaning that you understand. Al-mabna qa'imun bil-a'mida. Abdul Hakim is doing his homework. So the homework is being done by whom? So the homework is existing, but because of what? Because of the work of Abdul Hakim. So al-homework is qa'im. By whom? By Abdul Hakim. Abdul Hakim is doing it. Yeah, come on. No, or the printer. So the word qa'im, I brought this cup. Can everyone here see the water in the cup? So this cup is doing two things to the water. Number one, it is defining its shape, right? It is like rectangle, more or less, right? Rectangular or cylindrical, right? Can you see the cylinder of water? It's holding it. Holding. That's exactly the meaning I want. Jazakallah khair ya Umar. Al-qiyam, holding something. It doesn't have to be sitting and standing, holding. Jazakallah khair ya Umar. So this cup is holding the water and giving it its shape. Now focus. Focus to what's going to happen. I'm going to do this. There is no water now, right? Where is the water? Is the water any more inside the cup? No. No, it is not. So it has lost its qayyum. It is not anymore qa'im or holded by the cup. It is there. No, it is there. But it takes a different shape, right? It's between the mesh work of this kind of sponge now, right? It did not disappear. There is no extinction. Water is there, but it's not anymore within the cup. So the cup is holding this water. So if you got this meaning, now we can say Allah Azza wa Jalla is holding up all the creatures with all what it needs. What do we need to be holded? We need food, right? We need to sleep. We need water. All the things that we need to play. We need oxygen, right? So all of the things that make your body holding and standing tight together. This is what the qiyam mean. The day of resurrection called the day of qiyamah because of the same thing. Allah Azza Jalla will allow those bodies to come from the ground, under the ground, from all the graves and dirts, all up again, giving those bodies, all the bodies, Muslim and non-Muslims, giving them what hold them tight and standing back up again. So that is qiyam. So there is a difference between us and Allah, right? We need all of those stuff, as I mentioned, that makes our body sustainable, right? Can you claim that I am sustaining by myself? I don't need food, I don't need water? Otherwise, you are what? If you don't sleep, if you don't need wife, if you don't need a child? No, you are strong, actually. If you need those, you are weak. As he said, you need. This means you are weak. Another stronger entity or a body or a person or a thing is a thing that can say, it or he or she, I do not need. I am upholding by myself. I don't need to be fed. I don't need water, oxygen, children, descendants, offsprings, etc. So that is only angels and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we know now the difference between these two, right? Don't we? All right, so one more thing. Imagine that this is again one of the meanings of al-qayyum. Because if I did this and I went, like, for example, I'm saying I am qa'imun bid-dars. Can anyone say what qa'imun bid-dars mean here? I am holding the lecture. What does it mean holding now? Some other people participate, please. When I say I am holding up or subsisting this lecture, what does it mean? Because again, widen your thoughts about al-qayyum. It's not only to provide food and shelter, it's other stuff. Come on, think of something that you are holding, not holding in your hand. This is one thing, but holding mean because of you, it's existing. Bones? Okay. All right, but you do not hold the bone yourself, right? The food holds the bone. No, the same thing. How about, I'll give you this example. If we say that, imagine that Al-Qayyum, it's okay, Omar. Al-Qayyum means that he is 24/7 watching you. Can you imagine this? Because he has to know exactly what you're doing. He is sustaining you. He is holding you tight with all the supplies and needs. So he is watching you. Imagine that you are in a shop, working, for example, McDonald's or any kind of people like you work now. And they tell you, well, I will give you $12 per hour if you work here. And then all of a sudden you saw the cashier, there's a lot of money inside. Can you steal? If you know that there's a 24 camera up behind your shoulder, can you steal? Because this camera is what? Is holding up and watching you. Qiyam. So subsisting. So can you steal? No, you can't. The camera, no, you can't. No, this camera cannot be turned off. So if you started to open up the cashier, the camera, you are hold. You are caught on camera. Would you steal? No, because you are afraid of what? No, you are afraid of the camera, right? This example. So the same thing we wanted to happen here, as Omar said. We want to know that Allah, we want to believe in the heart that Allah is qa'imun, Allah is holding up all of us and given us the ability to be self-sustained. And because of this, Allah is watching us 24/7. Can we do something bad? No. Allah is watching you. Remember the camera I just talked about. No, you will be caught on camera. Qayyum means he is giving you all the supplies and he is watching you in the same time. All right? All right. So, any questions so far? Sulaiman and remember me? Kareem, okay. We start kind of a little bit like 7:45 because we need more time, okay? So any questions so far regarding Al-Hayy Al-Qayyum? Anyone want to ask questions? Those who come late, it will be a little bit difficult for you to follow us up. So we start 7:45. It's like 45 minutes before Maghrib. You can calculate it. If Maghrib now is 8:30, so you can calculate it. So to nutshell, what's your name? Alim. We were talking about two attributes of Allah, Al-Hayyu Al-Qayyum. Hayyu means he doesn't die, he does not sleep, he doesn't get weak or sick, or he needs to get rest. That is an attribute to Allah. Anything else you can think of will get tired, will die, will go to extinction, fana, except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's why he is a creator and we are creatures, created by him. And when He created us, He gave us all the food and materials and nutrients, supplies. You can think of all the things, oxygen, sleep, all of the things that we need to be upholding tight and existing. That's why He is, we call Him self-subsisting, means He doesn't need those. We are a complex creatures that need stuff, but Allah Azza wa Jalla is one. We've discussed this before, right? And He does not need any material to sustain Him or maintain His existence, subhanahu wa ta'ala. This means Al-Qayyum. He is upholding Himself by Himself. قائم بنفسه. He is subsisting by Himself. He doesn't need anything to hold Him, subhanahu wa ta'ala azza wa jal, but He is holding everything else. And we said that holding stuff needs what? Two things. A space, right? Al-makan, remember the water that was in the cup and I spilled it, it just dissipated, right? Remember this? This is qayyum. Qayyum means I want to put you in a place, I want to have a shape, I want to put something in you that makes you different from him. From his hair, his hair is different from him. He doesn't put glasses, etc. These kind of different attributes and characters. Allah, because He is Al-Qayyum, is doing it to us. We call this specification. Why He is short, why the other guy is tall, he is brown, he's bright, he's red. All of this stuff is from the self-subsisting subhanahu wa ta'ala azza wa jalla. And because of that, Allah azza wa jalla always put on us this thing that as human being we are weak, we are deficient, we are always seeking to worship something or an entity that is more stronger than us, that is different in its character than us, right? You always want, if I ask you a question, all of you, would you like to have a friend that is strong or weak? So you dominate on him? Okay, that's good. This means he feels he is strong. But by nature, I'm talking about myself, I like Sayyidina Umar ibn al-Khattab. Why? Because he was so strong. So you always look for something that is different from you but is better. If somebody's here like a math genius, he can do mathematics in fractions of second, I want him to be my friend. Why? Because I'm always seeking al-kamal or something better to make friendship with, right? This is true for us. As weak human beings, we are always seeking, and Allah Azza wa Jalla put this self-character built in us. If you don't worship Allah Azza wa Jalla, you will find yourself worshiping something else. Similar to what happened to your countrymen, the Christians here. The Christians don't say that Allah Azza wa Jalla is qa'imun binafsi. They said Allah needs a child. Allah needs a wife. Allah needs. So in their mentality, they say Allah needs, and it's okay with them. But we say, no. A God, a true God cannot need, right? Because needed. Why? Why is this? It's weakness. Excellent. Need means weakness. Why would you need it? If you presume two people or two persons like you, one who can say, I don't need anyone, I don't need anything, I can do all the stuff myself, I'm strong, I'm healthy, I'm wealthy, I don't get sick, I don't get die. Would that be? Yeah, exactly. Would that be better or more complete and proficient? Or somebody else who said, I'm weak, I need a child, someday I will get old and die, I need to pass my money to him, etc. Humans. So put this in your, I want you to believe in it, to believe that Allah Azza wa Jalla is eternal life. Nothing after Him, subhanahu wa ta'ala Azza wa Jalla, similar to al-baqa, when we said Allah Azza wa Jalla is al-qadim, which means He doesn't have a start. So al-hayy means He doesn't have an end, and qayyum means He's upholding Himself by Himself, and He doesn't need any shape or thing or form of the things that maintain bodies that we know. Even angels need stuff. Though they don't eat and they don't have children, they don't feel weakness, but again, they still need a support, because angels are made of what? Created of what? Light. And light is a form of a substance that needs support, right? Last two things to apply this to our lives, which is really more important to us before we start the dhikr. Just 7 more minutes. When I hope now you started to feel a little bit more about qayyum. When somebody talked to you about al-qayyum, you understand, yeah, qayyum means I need a specification in time and place, and I need stuff to support my existence. This is qiyam mean. Another meaning is, as I said, I was sitting and standing up. So remember two things in this life that you can apply the meaning al-qayyum on: your father and your mother at homes. who is sustaining and holding the house? And I mean, don't answer right now. Who is providing you with food, working all month long, long shifts? Sometimes he or she travels to put food on table, make sure that you are happy. You are going to the school with all the supplies, right? We are back to school very soon. He's providing you with everything, with the cans you are drinking, making sure you have your bicycle. And when there is a competition, he is making sure that, yeah, I want to register my kid in this competition. Who is doing this? The family, your father, or your mother if your father is not there. So I call this person Qayyam or Qayyum, the upholding of your house. Yes, it's Allah, I know everything, but let's talk about reality. Who is upholding the house? Okay, not the physical house. Excellent, the physical house is the pillars, but I'm talking about the meaning of a family. Who is upholding the family? Definitely not you. It's me, right? Or it's your fathers, right? He is upholding the family. He's having these evening gatherings. He's teaching you morals and Islam, sending you here to attend the lecture. So you should be thankful to your Qayyum, the person who is upholding you tight and providing you with all what we just said. You should be thankful. By doing what? By doing what? One thing, come on. Why not disobeying? Can they have a 24/7 observation on you? But why would you obey them? Why just not disobeying? He's not going to know. He's not Allah. He's not going to see me. He's not a 24/7 camera fix it on the corner and he's going to see what I'm doing. I can't do bad stuff in my room, right? Just lock up the room and do bad stuff. Can't I? Well, the answer is yes. But why? We are learning. Why shouldn't we doing this? Yes, because it's a bad thing that you are doing to the member upholding your family. If we want to worship Allah as Al-Qayyum and thank Him, we should do stuff that pleases Him, right? Not stuff that displeases Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Similar thing to your father or your mother. When you say, please do your homework, who is going to do the homework? Who is going to uphold the homework and make it complete and submit the assignment on time? Definitely not father or mother, it's you. You should be qa'imun with your homework. Similar to this cup with water. The homework is there. The homework needs to be done, collected, material, search, do whatever online, even if you don't like it. Believe me, homework is done for a reason. We are almost there. 5 more minutes, inshallah, we'll dhikr and we will let you go. But the last thing is, I want you to understand now the meaning of Al-Qayyum regarding your assignments, your homework, when you go to school or when somebody asks you to do something. Who is going to uphold this thing tight and neat and submit it on time and submit it properly? It's you. Yes, ahsanta ya alim. It's you. No one else is going to do this qiyam of thing. Qiyam means upholding, putting together and make it perfect. This is qiyam. It's not sitting and standing. No, this is qiyam, the actual meaning of qiyam. So for homework, it's you. So please, don't make your father and mother nag a lot and yell at you and shout and start chasing you from a room to a room and in the garden, backyard. Don't do this. Your homework is your responsibility to put together in a very neat way, and my advice is don't wait. If you have a homework on Friday, don't wait till the Sunday, like 10 o'clock in the evening. Oh my God, I have a homework. What is the Qayyum here? The Qayyum is doing things good. So you should start early to finish on time, even if you didn't like it. This is what I have to say, okay? So remember, guys, Al-Qayyum in the family and the Qayyum in homework. No, we're not done yet. We have to do our weekly dhikr. And dhikr, yeah, I have questions. Bara has some questions. Okay, go ahead. Ahsanta, why did they call it Qiyamul Layl?
Good stuff.
Yeah, when you do, excellent question. There are two things, ya Bara. We said one of the meaning of Qiyam is what? I was sitting, make it simple. I was sitting or sleeping and all of a sudden I stood up. This is Qiyam in Arabic. This is Qiyam. But Qiyamul Layl, the real meaning of Qiyamul Layl, you are doing what? You are not, you could easily wake up at night, right, to play PlayStation, right? Some of you is doing this? Are you doing this, Kareem? No? 3 o'clock in the morning before my father wakes up, I'm like, let's do it, man. I'm playing with online. No. This is Qiyam, but what is the actual meaning of Qiyamul Layl? Qiyamul Layl is for you to stand up put yourself together and hold it tight before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Start reciting Quran. How many of you memorizes at least one juz of the Quran? At least one juz amma. Yeah, mashallah. Have you ever thought of doing this qiyam? Hold up yourself tight. Woke up during like 30 minutes before Fajr, especially these days, summer vacation. Woke up 30 minutes before Fajr and do qiyam. It's not just, I woke up and I'm very drowsy and alhamdulillah. No, don't do this. We want it to be a real qiyam. Qiyamul layl mean I am holding tight myself and talking to God, talking to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this has two meanings, ya bara. It's yes, you wake up yourself and stand up on your feet, and then you do this important stuff to put tight yourself when you are talking to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Any other questions? You said I have questions. Yeah. Excellent. He's asking why can't Allah have a weakness, a single weakness? What does it mean? Yes. Excellent, yeah, Sulaiman. A important concept, my fellows here, is a God should never have a single weakness. Otherwise, he is not a God. He is the creator, like Jabrail. Have you ever known any weakness about Jabrail alayhi salam? No, he's never weak. He doesn't sleep, he doesn't have children, he blah, 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 he doesn't eat, he doesn't. But that doesn't make him God, though he doesn't have weaknesses. Because, and we discussed this at the beginning, but the concept is if you have a single weakness, any single weakness you can think of, you are not God anymore. A God has to have a completeness, complete status and characters in everything, knowing everything, controlling everything, dominating on everything. That's why it cannot be two, right? Because if it's two, and we discussed this before, and one God knows this half of the world or the creator or the universe, he doesn't know what's happening in the other universe, right? Does he? No. That's weakness. This means he's what? He's 50% knowledgeable. He has ignorance. Now you know why he can't have a single defective thing in a character and attribute. Anything else? Any more questions? Before, I don't know what time they pray, but we will have 2 minutes. Remain seated, please. We will just do the dhikr. We used to for 2-3 minutes. Today's dhikr is going to be, is it time for prayer? Iqama? Okay, we'll stop here then. And, we should have done dhikr like Al-Hayy Al-Qayyum, but inshallah we'll do it next time. Next time is very exciting. We're done with the characters of Allah. We will start with the message of Allah. Why do we need a message from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and whom has he subhanahu wa ta'ala chosen to give this message to? Okay, we start 45 minutes before the Maghrib, like 7:45. So if you don't want to come, like in the middle of the quest, to be here 7:45. I was here, me and Bara and Omar, 7:45 today, or 7:50. 7:50. Okay, he will have iqama, so we need to start. Dhikr we do, right? Alim. Okay. Next time, inshallah. Jazakumullah khair, shabab. See.